Welcome to week 7 of the BDE Fantasy League podcast. I'm Devyn.
I'm Gifford.
And boy, oh boy, we are here with an HD camera.
We're HD, baby!
Instead of this webcam bullshit.
This ain't OnlyFans.
We are here.
This ain't OnlyFans. This is the BDE Big Dick Energy League.
Ooh, I love it. First time we've said that.
Yes. Now you guys know the code.
Ooh.
All our fans out there. All 2 fans we have.
So we are going to go over our predictions, last week's predictions. We got our bitching hour. We got everything going on. Power rankings, everything.
And a big trade.
Big trade. Big news coming at you. Both in real life and in the league.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to start out with last week's predictions. Both of us chose the same people. Eric, Devyn, Gifford, Brittany, and Apple. Unfortunately, that means we both went 3-2.
Yes.
We'll get into the losers in a bit because that's a somber discussion. First up, we are going to go with our busts. I chose to go with Curtis Samuel on Scott's team. 1.6 points, 2 receptions for 6 yards. And honestly, just not a good performance all around.
Started the season off well, and he is showing why he was an afterthought last season.
Exactly. He's not worth it. He was injured a lot last season. He was supposed to come back, be this savior, but he hasn't been.
Not a savior.
Nope, not at all.
She don't want to be saved. No. With Apple, we're going to go with Mike Williams. Again, this is the second time Mike Williams has been up here. 2.7 points, 2 catches, 17 yards. Very disappointing performance. We have another Charger. Oh, don't you wait. But very disappointing performance by their wide receiver 1. Keenan was still hurt. And even though they got away with the win, Mike Williams did not have a winning performance.
Mike Williams has been a disappointment this year. And
a couple boom games.
It's sad. It's sad because he's supposed to break out. I guess he kind of broke out last year, but he's supposed to be so much
It's not sad because he's on Apple's team.
You're right. Fuck you, Apple. Again, that's never going away. Another player with 2.7 was Brittany with Tyler Lockett. 2 receptions for 17 yards.
Him and Mike Williams are doing the Spider-Man meme right now.
They both didn't perform well. And it was evident that they just weren't there.
They weren't there. And even with those two getting 2.7 points, those were 2.7 points higher than Omar's player this week, MVS.
MVS had 0 for 0.
On 3 targets.
3 targets?
In a high-scoring game against the Bills. That is unexcusable.
Even Juju went off.
Exactly. And Juju never goes off. Juju on that beat. No. Inexcusable.
Man, that's rough. I guess we didn't know what we wanted from MVS or Juju or Sky Moore, but it's clear that Juju has won out over all 3 of them.
I would agree.
For Tatani's team, he did have a decent week. He won, but he did have a disappointment in McKenzie.
Isaiah
McKenzie on the Bills had 2.7 points. 2 receptions.
9 yards.
Excuse me. Isaiah McKenzie on the Bills had 1.9 points. 2 receptions for 9 yards. It's just not good. Again, it's the same thing with MVS. They are both on high-powered offenses. They played in the same game. Neither one could produce.
Couldn't produce, and unfortunately, McKenzie has to deal with Babe Davis and Stephon Diggsy. So yeah, probably not gonna be a good option to keep him on your team, Donnie.
No, that one's not a good one.
My next pick is gonna be Zach with Melvin Gordon. He had 0.8 points, 3 carries for 8 yards.
Not looking good over in Denver. There was news that he is going to be the starter this week, so I guess we'll see.
He should be starting to pack his bags out of the league. That's what he should be doing.
He might have some in the tank, but when you're getting benched for Latavius Murray, it's not looking good. You might need to re-up on that gas. Next, we're going to talk about the other Charger that we mentioned earlier, Justin Herbert on Eric's team. Another dud from this guy.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. 8.42 points. Not good. That was 37 for 50 out of 57 passes. He only completed 37 out of 57.
That is less than 10 yards per completion, ladies and gentlemen.
And only 8 points. It's not acceptable. 238 yards and 1 interception.
I mentioned this a while back. I don't know if he's 100% healed from his rib injury.
I don't think he is. Playing like this is not who he is. It's just not fun to watch, honestly.
It is not.
They did win, but that game was brutal.
He is not looking like himself.
Not at all.
My next player is going to be another running back on Tommy's team. Jeff Wilson Jr. had half a point, 7 carries for 25 yards, and a fumble. He's on his way out.
He sure is.
As you can see, and surprise, we're not going to say it just yet, but Jeff Wilson, you might as well just sit on the couch, buddy. Just eat some popcorn, relax, maybe on the bench next to the fans, and not the actual fans. I'm talking about the actual fans to blow your steam off. I know you're pissed off, but you're out of there, buddy. That was your last chance. That was your last game as a starter in San Francisco, and you're just out of there, buddy.
That one was tough. On to a guy that, he doesn't really bust often. He has been the number 1 running back in the league, Nick Chubb. 7.5 points on Gifford's team. 12 carries for 56 yards, 1 for 14 receptions. And that's just not what we've come to expect this year.
I'm spoiled. I expect Chubb to get 20 every single week.
When your bust player is 7.5 points,
yes.
you had a decent week. Like, you're fine.
But it was due. Chubb had been carrying my team on his back. His vertebrae were crushing week by week by carrying my team. So he will be back this week, and he is just fine. He just needed a little breather. He just needed a little water.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Chubb's going to be okay.
And for my man right here, most disappointing player of the week, who lost him this week, was Cortland Sutton. He had 2 receptions for 14 yards, 2.4 points. Russell started the game 10 for 10, buddy.
10 for 10.
And we looked at the stats.
What happened next?
In the second half, Russell Wilson went 5 for 18.
You can't win with a performance like that.
You can't.
Come on, Russ. You're losing me my game, and I don't even have you on my team.
Don't.
It's brutal out here.
How do you target a man like that only 3 times throughout the whole game?
I don't know. It's just not a good way to play. You know what? I'm tired of talking about bad players. Let's go on to the booms. First up, I'm going to talk about the man who did me in last week. The man who destroyed my team.
And the man we said, who? When Tatani picked him up, we were like, who?
Wild. Deion Jackson went 12 for 42 and a touchdown on the ground and 10 for 79 through the air. 10 receptions as a third-string running back coming in.
This isn't the Deion. This isn't Omar's brother, Deion.
No.
This isn't Deion Sanders.
Nope.
This is Deion motherfucking Jackson.
Deion Jackson. Way to go, Tatani. Proud of you for that one.
He was the lost brother of the Jackson 5, and he showed it by moonwalking all over your team.
Fucking ridiculous.
My boom player of the week was my guy, Joey B. Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow. 40.5 points, 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. You
can't be disappointed with that.
I can't.
That was nice.
It was about damn time. He's starting to get cue in the Lizzo.
Right.
But it was about time that he got going. He had a slow start to the season, but he's gaining his confidence back. His offensive line is playing a lot better, I see that look in his eye. I see that Super Bowl run.
You see that ice in his veins.
Baby blue eyes.
They're showing up.
And I think he's back on track, and you guys better watch out, because I'm coming.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to real quick, I know I praised Tatani, but I want to give a shout out to his big L this year. Brandon Ayuk went for 24.3 points.
Who did he drop him for again? Robbie Anderson.
Oh, Robbie Anderson, who is, he's on a better team now. So,
but he got 0 catches tonight and 0 points. So,
because of this guy's guy.
Right.
Oh wait, that's week 7.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was it for our booms and busts. On to our power rankings, and we are going to be starting from 10 yet again. And there's no big change here because, again, he lost. He had one chance to not screw over his entire season, and this is what he put out: 90 points.
I am not blaming Eric on this. Justin Herbert screwed you this week, Eric. You had the win. You were within
right there.
You were within reach. All you had to watch was Justin Herbert just fuck it up. Just fuck you right in the asshole. Fist you.
Yeah.
And
no,
it's unfair.
it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty to watch.
We both hoped that you won, honestly.
Yes.
I personally do not like seeing anybody go winless throughout the entire season. It's just not fun.
Your team is in vegetable state right now, and you are in a coma, and we are hoping for you to wake up.
Just come back alive.
We are ready to pull the plug, you know?
You're going to kill him? Shit.
We're about to put him out of his misery.
Yeah. You might just need to sign that contract for the paintballs in the ass this week.
We're going to call you Old Yeller at the end of the season, you know what I'm saying?
Put you down.
Yeah.
That was an embarrassing performance. But you know what's even more embarrassing? Losing by .02. I am in 9th in the power rankings now. My team, that was once top 5, top 4 even, is now bottom 2. But I'm not 10, so we're good. I don't believe that we will be staying here for too long, but I have to put myself down here. I lost to 2 of the other worst teams in the league, which really just shows that I am actually this bad. It's not a good look for me because I don't wear it fantastically.
You are not used to this, and
it's not fun.
And that little snippet you put in from week 3 when we had our 2 special guests saying, "I'm gonna be back," blah blah blah. When we were downstairs getting the waters, coming back. It's coming back to get you. Cause
I still believe in that though. We will rise. Don't worry. We're not staying at 9 for very long.
You're not Jesus.
I never said I was.
You're not rising out of nowhere.
We will rise. Give it a couple weeks. Don't even worry about it. We'll be back. Tommy, you're going down this week.
Number 8 is Zach.
Zach Attack.
You are now at the top of the bottom 3. How does that feel, buddy?
Go ahead. No? Nothing? Coward.
You went from 70 to 102 this week. A slight improvement, but still 102 is nothing to be impressed at. You beat Eric, the worst team in the league, and you're 2-4.
I did score higher than you this week, but just because I'm in a mood, I had to put me down at 9.
And plus you beat Devyn. So
yeah, exactly. So I had to put you above me.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So do we think that you will stay at 8 and I will stay at 9? Do I think? No. What do you think?
We shall see.
Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay. Number 7, we have my rival this week, Tommy.
It's your rival every week. You just chew out Tommy every week.
He's fun to pick at, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun. Just like Apple. Fuck you, Apple.
I feel like you're like that with half the league.
Honestly, I've made a lot of enemies. I've got a lot of enemies. Just call me Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Starting at the bottom, and we will rise. Just like Drake.
All right.
We're talking about Tommy.
All right, let's ride, head ass. Okay. Tommy. Again, I said this a couple weeks ago. The 3-0 start was a fluke, and you will not make the playoffs this year, buddy. I think Devyn wins this week. Spoiler on the predictions alert, but I don't like your team, man. I really don't.
It's just not. There's not much to say about it. It just underperforms every week.
Every time we talk about your team, it's like going to the same pile of vomit over and over and over and over again. Number 6 was Tatani.
I don't like Tatani's team.
3-game winning streak.
3-game now.
And I can't laugh. It started with me.
It's just not. It's not fun for me when you win, Tatani. It's not a good look for the league when you win. Because that just means that our league is D tier. If we have F tier teams winning
Wow.
over the A tier teams.
Wow.
It's just not a great time for this league. Week 6 will go down in infamy.
As the .02 gate.
Awful. Tatani, you're at 6. Congratulations.
At number 5, at the middle of the pack, like he should have been all year, is Matt Apple. He rebounded with a win, and he's starting to climb his way back to the...
You think so? To the mid?
To the mid.
I don't know. I still don't think he'll make the playoffs.
Really?
I think he's out. I do not like his team.
Who replaces Apple?
Me. Well, no, I'm replacing Tommy.
Yeah.
I'd say Tatani replaces Apple.
Wow. Hot take.
Hot take,
Ladies and gentlemen. Apple, I still believe in your team. You have a good team, but you're still middle of the pack, buddy. Nothing special.
Yep.
Number 4 is Scott. I bumped you down a little bit, Scott. I beat you this week. And, that 4-0 start, fluke.
Comes crumbling down.
2 losses in a row, and you're starting to come back to earth.
Thank the Lord.
With Saquon and
Henry.
Derek coming back this week, that tandem is going to be lethal. You did leave Eno on your bench, though. That might piss you off a little bit.
Thursday night game, you went off.
But with Breece Hall in there, I can't blame you. So
yeah, there's nowhere for you to play, right now. And honestly, who knows how long he's even going to play. So it's not really it's neither here nor there. At number 3, we have Omar.
Bump down 2 spots.
This is just because, you lost.
By a lot.
You can't be in the top 2 right now until you get your act together.
And I think the 105 points you scored this week, Omar, that's the Omar I'm used to seeing. The struggling.
Just hop on the struggle bus, Omar.
The struggling, mediocre, or less than mediocre teams that you've had in the past.
Ooh, yeah. No. This is more akin to what we think your team is. Top 3 still. That's a good place. Who knows if you're going to stay there? Honestly, we say it every week, but this league has a lot of good teams.
That's every year.
A lot of us are evenly matched, and it's wild.
Yes.
Number 2, it's you. So why don't you take it away?
Number 2, well-deserved. Bounced back with a win against Scott, and I'm on a 2-game winning streak. I'm ready. I face Brittany this week, and I'm going for the crown. I'm going for the kill.
He looks for the number 1 spot.
I've been waiting since week 1 to reclaim my crown, and I'm ready to retake it.
Can you really?
It's mine.
Can you really call it a good win when half of her team is out this week?
Yes, because I'm gonna take anything that I can get.
A win is a win is a win.
Yes,
I guess. I don't know, but in all honesty, Gifford's team is great. It's still rolling, and they will continue their dominance. At number 1 is Brittany.
Yes,
as we alluded to. She is the number 1 team in the league for a reason. Mm-hmm. She continues to dominate, and it's looking bad this week. So let's just leave it at that.
Don't want to jinx anything, though. Anything is possible, like Kevin Garnett once said. Mm-hmm. But with Brittany this week, she still has Vermondre. She still has Jamar and all these other weapons. So I'm not taking her.
Can go off.
Not taking her lightly. Even the lesbian can go off. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yep,
we'll see.
Up next is our bitching hour, and I've been doing it all episode already, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. I lost by 0.02 points.
I don't know specifically when the play happened, but Eckler losing those 2 to 3 yards there at the end before they kicked the field goal cost Devyn his week.
It was in overtime. Eckler went back 2 to 3 yards, and it lost me my entire week. Luckily, I wasn't there to witness it. I was on a call at work, so it's fine.
Because some TVs would have been broken.
It was a big shock to my system. I was so depressed after
It was
that.
a big shock to me too. But you know what's ironic? The same guy who kept you in it was the same guy that made you lose it.
I do not put any of this on Austin Eckler. I don't even put it on Cortland Sutton, honestly. It could have been anybody. Anybody on my team could have got 2 extra yards, and I would have won. It just comes down to luck. This is probably one of the most devastating losses that I've ever had. So, Tatani, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're one of my best friends, and it's really, really nice to lose to somebody like you. Appreciate it.
Man, sportsmanship on a whole nother level. That's a volcano over here. And then second in points. But
Second in points.
But you're
right
still
now.
in 8th place.
I am in second in points in this league. I should be at least second in the standings. Yet here I am in 8th place.
Yes.
Just
Eight ball.
so fun. Just so fun. I love it. I love fantasy football. I love how much I prepare for it. I love how long I dive into these drafts.
You love all the 25 mock drafts that you do.
I love them all. Every single minute. I love the $50 we put into this. I love giving everybody in this league my money for jack shit. It's just wild how much I love it.
It happened to me last year, guys. I think I was top 2 or 3 in scoring all season. And I started the year 1-6, and I barely made 500. I think I was either 6-8 or 7-7. But now he knows how it feels.
Yeah, luckily I have 2 wins, so we'll see where this goes.
I was getting laughed at last year, saying I was salty, blah blah blah, when I was trying to spit out the facts. So it feels good being on top. You know, the underdogs are on top, and it's gonna stay that way.
Well, the thing is, I would have beat like 5 other teams in this league last week. And yet I lost to the guy that would beat me by 0.02.
Yes.
It's just hard. It's a hard loss, but hey, I'm okay. I'll live.
So another thing I'm going to bitch about is poor Eric losing to a guy who only scored 102 points.
102. The guy who scored less than, 70 last week?
Yes.
Now scores 102 and gets the W.
Insane.
We are the same record right now, me and Zach.
And he owns a win over you.
Wild. Wild.
Yes.
Fantasy football is a hell of a game, and we're here for it. Love it. So, yeah, sorry, Eric. You lost to a guy that scored 102.
Again, Justin Herbert's fault. It's not your fault.
Ridiculous.
And I'm going to complain about Michael Thomas here. He has been out the past,
4 weeks?
The past 4 weeks. Brian Robinson Jr. has missed the same amount of games that he has, and he got shot in the leg twice. Michael Thomas just has turf toe, and he's missed a month.
Michael Thomas is soft. Come at me, MT. Please.
I can't back you up, MT. I mean, turf toe for a month.
Turf toe.
Just chop it off. Okay, I don't know. You could still run.
Shoot your toe off.
You could still run on 9 toes.
Wild. It shouldn't take you this long. Honestly, I mean, I've never had turf toe, but who knows? Maybe it is worse than getting shot. This is a case study for it.
Baffling.
Ridiculous. Also, just to go along with the loss, as if it couldn't be worse, Yahoo,
they gave you the win for a
Yahoo
couple
decided
hours.
to rub it in the wound, rub the salt in the wound,
and they gave you the win. And they gave you the win for a while.
They gave me the win for an entire night.
Yes,
they gave me a defensive stat correction that gave my defense 14 points for some reason, and I had the win. I saw where I would be in the standings. Everything, not everything would be right.
And that wasn't barely getting over Tatani.
It was boosting me up 10, 15 points ahead.
That was boosting you 14 points when the Cleveland Browns really scored 0 points.
Ridiculous. It hurt. It hurt to see the stat correction. I played it cool. Brittany saw me. I was chill. I was like, yeah, it's just a stat correction. Don't even worry about it.
Yep.
I was fuming. This shouldn't happen. Yahoo, get your act together, or else I will move everybody in this league over to Sleeper. You will lose a customer. Anyway.
My next bitching complaint is going to be Robbie Anderson being all over Tatani's head. I don't know what it is.
It's a fetish at this point.
Is it a fetish? Tatani, you picked him up again and then you drop him. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like the crazy ex you can't get enough of. It's like still sleeping with your ex. You love Robbie Anderson. Just admit it.
Robbie. You just love him.
You'd suck his dick. Just say it. Let's go. Just say it.
Scott looking at Ed Sheeran looking.
Looking at Derrick Henry looking.
Right, yeah.
Because Derrick Henry can...
Apparently, he can sit on it.
Okay.
But... honestly, that leads me into Tatani's trade this week. Tatani got Terry McLaurin for Kareem Hunt. I don't see this as a good trade for Eric. It might look fair. It might look even.
Yeah.
I just don't see it for Eric. I think that he should have taken my trade instead. Yes, that sounds selfish. Let me stop you there. But in all honesty, I think that Eric would have gotten more out of my trade than he did with Hunt.
I would agree, only because Terry hasn't been Terry this season, and with Hunt barely producing, I feel like your trade, Algier and Brandon Cooks, is a 2-for-1. You just get more. You get more players, so you have more options. So
you get 2 mids for 1 bum, really.
So I don't know. I think that's a very interesting trade. The biggest trade, though, wasn't even in our league.
No.
It was in the actual NFL.
Wild. 4 picks for the Carolina Panthers because they just gave away their biggest asset, Christian McCaffrey. To the 49ers? Really? So now, as Seahawks fans, we got to deal with this. I would have given my life for this man last year. And now I have to look him in the eyes and just seethe because I cannot stand the 49ers.
Me neither.
I just... anywhere but there, Christian. Come on, man.
But you know what's crazy, guys?
Huh. What's crazy?
He's going to be running all over you guys the rest of the season. 30-point games and plus upcoming.
Nah.
Just wait.
I
Just wait.
don't know. I don't think so.
You don't even believe what you're saying right now.
Yes, I do.
Holding in them tears.
Already this week 7 has already been a more fun week than last week.
Very forgettable. The only thing I remember is getting drunk at the hot tub, so.
Exactly. Last week in the NFL, in fantasy football, it was just boring.
Brittany popped off with 135. Everybody else was 130 and below.
When the high score is 135, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable.
I thought I came in second with 125, and that was a disappointing week for me. I was like, this isn't how I want my team to perform. So,
yeah. And it was boring, and then on top of that, I suffered greatly.
Yes.
And it was just sad for me. Just sad. I hope that everybody feels sad for me. I deserve a little sympathy.
We'll deal with it.
Thank you. All right. That's Bitching Hour is over. Thank you for joining Bitching Hour. On to our predictions for week 7. First up, me versus Tommy. I personally think that I'm going to win it. I'm coming after you, Tommy. I'm going to win this week. You know it. I know it. Even with Jalen Hurts going down through a bye. He's not down. Don't worry. I scared myself for a second there. He is on bye, which sucks, yes, but Jared Goff is coming through this week, buddy. He will shit on your team, even if you have Dak coming back. Ooh, scary. I believe I'm going to win.
I didn't even know Jalen was out this week. So with you just reminding me, I think Tommy wins this week. Dak Prescott is coming back against the Lions. And let's just put this into perspective. I mean, is Cortland going to get on track?
Cortland will get on track. He is the best receiver on that team.
Is Aaron Jones going to get on track?
Aaron Jones will get back. He is the best running back on that team.
I thought you were going to say in football.
No, that honor belongs to the San Francisco 49ers running back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Jeff Wilson Jr.
I thought you were going to say Austin Eckler. But,
Austin's up there, though. So you're saying, tell me.
You're going to be 2-5 this week.
That's brutal. Brutal. All right, next.
Scott versus Zach. And Scott gets back on track after a 2-game losing streak. He wins this week.
Yep. Scott's going to sack Zach. It's as simple as that. Scott, yes, he gets lucky, but Zach, you get unlucky. It's just not going to work out for you. Scott's going to get this one. We both agree.
Me versus Brittany. This would be a much closer game if Brittany had Josh Allen and Dalvin Cook not on bye this week. And A.J. Brown. So with her depleted team, I will win this week. And DeAndre Hopkins has already scored 17 tonight. So I'm off to a good start. And Devin said DeAndre Hopkins was washed. So
he is. Yeah. I mean, even washed players can score 17. Ooh, that's a massive game. Way to go. Yeah. Welcome back, D-Hop.
I know you wish you had 17 this past week.
I had 17 from other players. In this game, I do think that Gifford is going to win. Sorry, Brittany. But like you said, this week is rough for you with all of your buys. Bye-bye, Brittany. You are losing this week.
And I am going to reclaim that number 1 spot, baby.
It's unfortunate, but we're going to have to listen to that. So I hope you guys like bragging in the podcast.
Yes!
Because that's what this is going to be.
Yes!
Next, we got Eric and Tatani. In this one, Eric, you just traded away one of your best players. Even though he wasn't in your lineup, I understand. He wasn't scoring a lot. I just hope he shits on your team for no reason other than you should have traded with me. Tatani is going to win this one.
I think Eric gets his first win this week.
We're going to keep riding that bus.
Yes.
We're gonna keep thinking
it's got to happen eventually, and it's long overdue. If Eric goes 0-7, he might as well just put the sheets to the season because he's going to sleep.
It's not going to be good for him this week. Eric just scored 90. He's not scoring very high.
I believe in you. Herbert, bounce back week. Bounce back week for Herbert. I believe in you. Against us.
Yeah, that usually means quarterbacks are going to go off. Last one.
Apple versus Omar.
And honestly, in this one, I don't see Apple doing very well because, well, let's just say it. Apple is Apple. He doesn't do well. And Omar has been just on top of the league this entire season, except for that last week. I do think that Omar pulls ahead in this game.
I think Apple wins this game because I saw on Omar's lineup, he still has J.D. McKissick in. So if Omar does not pay attention to this episode, I think Apple wins week 7.
If Omar doesn't answer his texts, Apple will win. But Omar, I believe in you. I'm going to reach out. Just look at your phone.
See, if he can't win the championship, he wants to win a dinner. See how it is, you know?
So, yeah. Omar is winning. You say Apple. That's how that goes. All right. So, yeah, that's our week 7 predictions.
Yes.
Our competition.
Finally a change for once.
Yeah, we really went back and forth. Yep. I like that.
Yeah.
Our competition last week was the biggest blowout. And in that one, Brittany annihilated Omar.
By 30 points.
30 points. Technically 29.8. But 30 points. Omar, embarrassing.
She's been calling for it.
Mm-hmm.
She's been wanting to be noticed on the podcast. $5, Brittany. Congratulations.
Brittany came in second for, 4 of the 5 competitions that we've had so far?
Yes.
And last week, she finally got one. Week 6, she got the biggest blowout. Congrats, Brittany.
Yes.
Week 7, the competition is Dirty 30. The team with the player closest to 30 points, above or below, gets that $5.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
And always remember that lobsters pee at each other to communicate R. Kelly style.
We will see you in week 8.
Week 8.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.